I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light. I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light. I just wanna see, I just wanna see the light.
The educational process, I would say, is probably way more fundamental than I initially realized. The thing about visual effects is that the program I did was a 1-year intensive program, but it actually began with a lot more classical and practical aspects rather than actually sitting down and doing stuff on the computer. For instance, I had to learn classical animation, like, it's not like I'm going to be an animator, not like, I'm going to be making cartoons for Disney, but it's important to understand those fundamental, theories of, overlap and follow through and things like that, so that when it comes time to actually, doing visual effects, hey, I know how to do that. Same thing with shooting, you're going to integrate a 3D robot into a scene. Well, you have to light the scene properly, so you have to understand how to grab the camera equipment, how to handle the camera equipment, how not to burn yourself on the camera equipment, how not to damage the bulbs on the camera equipment, right? What, different screens are for, different filters are for, etc. And then once you understand those things, it prepares you to actually make your life easier down the line. For instance, a green screen. If you don't light a green screen properly, you're going to catch your ass trying to key it later on. So you quickly learn that if you lit it the wrong way, you were sitting down for the next hour trying to get a good key while rotating green lines around somebody's hair. Versus if you had just done it properly on the set and evenly lit the blasted thing, done. Life is easy. So it was a lot of that foundation stuff came to save me, and initially, like, it was difficult for me because I didn't have any understanding, nor did I have much inclination to be interested in that stuff. I just wanted to get down to the really cool stuff, like putting these 3D characters into plates and making them feel completely realistic. So we did about 3 months, I would say, of that practical stuff. After 3 months, then we started getting into more foundation stuff. The way it would work is every month, you make a video that's approximately 1 to 2 minutes that just shows a combination of your work, shows everything from your classical animation to your sculpting to your first animations, which is just basic stuff, walking cycles, And I think it's like anything in life, like, you gotta crawl before you walk, before you run. So it's very important to understand fundamental, these foundation things before you get too excited and ahead of yourself. And a lot of times as an artist, in any form, any craft, you think to yourself, well, you have all these ideas, all these things bubbling in your head, and you just can't wait to get them out. And that's good. You always hold on to that. You always sketch those things. You always keep them in a place that's ready for when you have the opportunity to fully explore them. Don't ever let go of that. But at the same time, don't rush the brush, right? Don't go ahead and say, nah, I know everything, and I'm just going to go full steam. Because you'll catch yourself looking like ass. And it's the truth of it. You have to understand fundamentals and foundation things before you could jump ahead. And you'll be thankful that you did. So just take your time, take your patience, and get the education. Get those things right. Because a lot of people will tell you, like, oh no, you don't need that. You could just go about it and stuff. And you know what? For maybe 1 or 2 people that might work. But for most, you have to do it. You absolutely have to do it.
Even if it makes me blind, even